Yo, this is BD Ryan, and in this video I'm gonna show you the settings I have and the settings you need to become good in this game. So first we'll start with controls. I'm using a controller. Doesn't really matter if you're using controllers or you're using your phone, using fingers. The settings will apply for everyone. For vibration, I turned this on for my personal preference. For the icon pass, this is the most important one. In order for you to be comp, you need this thing on. So it gives you two options. You can pass to 1 or 2. You can choose who you want to pass to. You have to turn this on in order for you to make sure you pass the right person. All defense, I have it on. Many of you would turn it off, but I personally think that in certain situations, if I have this on, it would be better. I personally have it on matchup, just so I can follow my matchup a little bit easier sometimes when I hold defend. I don't hold defend all the time, but sometimes when I'm trying to follow which direction they're going to, I would tap it and it will help me understand which side my opponent is going to. I feel like if you're playing a center, you will want this on zone, just so you can face whoever has the ball, and it is easier to block someone when you're facing towards them instead of, with your back behind them. So if you're a center, I would suggest you turn this on to zone. Controls, layout, personal preference, this is what I have. Auto path controls and skill auto pathing, I have this on, but if you really know your player, you don't have to have this on, because if you hold it and your opponent knows where you're going and what skills you're doing, it's more likely that they'll block you. So I suggest you just use this for a little bit, but don't just hold and let your opponent know what you're gonna do. Joystick orientation, this is up to you. I have it on relative to the rim. Pump fake and up on catch. This is very important, especially if you have if you have a player like Curry who has the catch and shoot skill, then you would need this on, or else every time you hold on to the catch and shoot button, the ball will just go through. It will not do a pump fake, even if you stop holding your button. For the cameras, I suggest you use far or top down so you can see the whole court, you can see the other side of the court. And for the ultimate close-up, I suggest you turn this off. This is very important, especially if you have rebounding ultimate, because the close-up just changes the camera and you can't see what happens right after and during the ultimate. So I suggest turning this off so you can choose whether you want to dunk or you want to pass it to a certain teammate. The leg up dunk zoom and the long range loose ball camera, I just leave it on. It doesn't really matter that much. For interface, I suggest you turn on the always show player info, so you know which player your opponent's playing with and who your teammates are playing with. For action prompt, I turn this on just so it tells me what's happening. And game tips, I leave this on as well, just so I can correct whatever I'm doing wrong when I don't get blocked or don't get rebound. For the contested area display, I have it on handler. This helps me play better help defense since I can see my teammates' matchups contest zone, so it's easier for me to play help since I can see their contest area. Contested layup area display, I turn this on because when you have this opponent, it actually shows you how you can stop their layup and dunks. So if you're defending your opponent in this little red circle, you can actually force them to take a bad layup that's most likely not going to go in. So I suggest you turn this on. And I think the rest is just personal preference. For the courts, it depends on your preference, but you can turn the simple court on if you're having issues with your FPS. This actually increases your frame a little bit without all the clutter next to your court. Distance lines, I would turn this on because there are certain skills that requires you to be in a certain distance from the basket, and this helps me know where I can use my skills and where my opponents can use my skills. Spectating doesn't really matter. The others, hide costume if you can't tell who it is, like who your other players are, your opponents or your teammates are playing, or hide headwear. If you really can't tell, you should have this on. But I don't have this on because I already have the name for an interface. I already know who everyone's playing with, so I just have this off. For the graphics, it's important for you to have the highest graphics possible, because the higher your graphic, the higher your FPS gonna be. Alright, so if you have like a medium graphic quality, then you would have a lower frame rate. So if your device is capable, I would suggest you should just turn this all the way up. And that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.